right, here we are one more time at Shelters by Jesus podcast. I am so excited that you watch and follow us, and we got so many people watching, following, commenting, subscribing, hitting like, and because of that, we get money for the homeless. Thank you,
Yes.
thank you, thank you. And if you want to know more about us and how you can help support us outside of podcasts, you go to sheltersbyjesus.com, and for $9 a month, you can get somebody off the street. You're going to meet two of them in a moment. One of them you've met before, and the other one you have not. But we're going to get some updates on the one that you met. And I hope you have as much fun with these as we're having. We're having a great time doing these. We're traveling all over. The other thing is I'm speaking at churches and organizations. If you want me to come speak, just call the office, 207-474-8833. Or if you're feeding the homeless or the hungry, or you got a special thing for the community, and I wish people knew about us, we'll come do a podcast with you.
Mm-hmm.
We have podcasts, we'll travel. We're just like old Paladin show. So, yeah, we'd love to do that. Also, I got 4 books out, Sheltered by Jesus, written by a dumb hick in Skowhegan, Maine, who happens to be me, by the way. I am the author, and it's written in Hickanese. It's written the way I talk. And so anyway, you won't be confused. It's not John Grisham or Stephen King. You'll know, you go, wow, that guy is a dumb hit. So anyway, if you like those, we have 2 prices. They're $10 are free. Give us your name and address on there, or you can call the office at 207-474-8833 and say, I would like Pastor Barry's book. The other thing, we do tours. Our chief of staff is a great tour guide. At least he's all we got. So anyway, Seth will give you a walk around. Just call our number again at 207-474-8833. We are at 12 McClellan Street in Skowhegan. Also on Saturday night, I stream my message, and we have live worship music when we start at 5:30. I preach at 6. If you're in the area, come and meet us there. You can do a tour before or after the service. We feed a meal every time. You can be a guest over and eat and hang out with us afterwards. We'd love to have you. So, anyway, all that out of the way. And we are excited. We got a couple guests with us. We're going to introduce you today. We have Brandy right close to me, and Josh. I don't have to say which is which. This time I have a boy and a girl. Usually I have the same, so I have to say this one or that one, left or right. Josh has never been on mine yet, so I'm going to go first with Josh. Josh, you've been in and out here a few times, and you want to explain why and where you're at today?
Well, what brought me here was first time I come here, I was in pretty big trouble. Not law-wise, but I was headed that way. I was into drugs pretty bad, and I just felt God called me to do something about it. And He introduced me to this place, Sheltered by Jesus. And it's been a lifesaver for me. I haven't had any trouble too much. Since I've come here a couple of times, I've had trouble, slept a couple of times, and been kicked out because of it. I have blackouts every now and then. It's a mental disability of mine. And so that's something I'm working on. And so God is helping me with a lot too. And come a long ways. I don't know.
So how long have you been clean now, Josh?
Oh, shoot. I've been in recovery since 2016. But with that being said, I've had a few slips. And my last slip was probably about 8-9 months ago. Not quite exactly sure, but yeah, but I'm doing good now.
And we're really proud of you too, Josh. That's why I wanted you to come on and share some of your story to show people that just because somebody's battling an addiction out there, don't mean that they're beat. No. And there is hope.
Yes.
What we offer here is we offer the Lord, we offer Jesus Christ, and we offer some boundaries, which you've stepped over the boundaries and been asked to leave a couple times, but everybody is pulling for you here, so we over time, and we always bring you back. And
I've learned from my mistakes, at least I try to anyway. Yes,
you have. So what does this place mean to you specifically, Josh?
It's a home for me. I was born in the church, going to church. My mom brought me to church ever since I was a baby. She sang in the church choir and was doing all sorts of stuff for the church then. And so I went to church my whole life, and my father left when I was like 2 or 3 and never looked back. So I've always had my mom to depend on, and I give my mom a lot of gratitude, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't know the Lord, and I wouldn't be here today. And so this place means like it's a safe haven for me.
Okay.
It keeps me focused on what I need to do for my life, and I really don't know what else to say really.
Oh, if I just ask what it means to you, all you have to do is share that. Now I'll ask you a question. You know, we at the beginning of every one of these sessions, we tell people for $9 a month, they can take somebody off the street. You know, one of them that's come off for $9. If somebody were to ask you, since you know the place that well, if I'm thinking of investing in something for the Lord, but I want to make sure that the money goes to help in need and it's used properly, and the ministry is worth me backing it. What would you say to them if they asked you, Josh, is it, number one, is my money being used do you believe it's being used properly? Number two, is this a place, if you were going to support a place, is this something you'd support?
Yes, I mean, absolutely, because I know that they're very keen and they're very specific on what to spend the money on here, and they make sure that they have as little waste as possible. They, make sure we have bedding and all that we need, the showers, and it's a blessing. So I would definitely say it is worth investing in this place, because it helped me. I mean, there's strong belief in Jesus, and we have Bible studies every day, and that helps a lot with me, because it keeps me focused, and so it's definitely worth investing for. I would say definitely.
All right. Well, thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it. And by the way, Josh volunteered for this. I'm asking for those that are willing to come on my podcast, because I told you before, we want to introduce you to our residents and our staff, along with take you on the road to every other place. But I think it's nice that you meet some of the people that your $9 is taken off the street. Now, the other one I have here is Brandy. Now, Brandy did a whole podcast back a ways. Some said it was hard to hear her, that we've got things figured out with the sound and stuff now. But Brandy is dealing with cancer, and she shared that before. But also, you shared your past. Part of your past was you were kidnapped into sex trafficking or something like that, right? Is that what it's called?
Human trafficking.
Human
so
trafficking.
It covers a lot. It was a lot of things. That was part of it.
Okay. All right.
In Mexico, yeah.
Yeah. So we talked about that. How's things been for you since you've been here? How have you found being here? Do you feel safe? Do you feel your needs are being met?
Yeah, safe, definitely. Took me a bit to realize, but yes, I'm loved and very cared for and protected here. I know that if somebody dared, there's a whole slew of people who would be right on top of it.
Lumping them.
Yes.
Yeah, so I've evened out. I've been, it's been a up and down road, getting back to like just being level.
Just
from all
normalcy.
that. Yeah,
What we call normalcy.
and so I don't run away anymore. I used to run away from here too, and just go for days because I didn't know how to be anywhere.
Yep.
And that doesn't happen anymore.
So you feel secure.
Yeah, I like if I'm out too long at treatment, I'm like, I can't wait to get back and just lay in my bed.
There you are. Now, you have something coming up that's pretty precious. You want to share what's coming ahead?
Yeah, so my son Aiden's coming. He's going to come up for April vacation. I'm going to have him to my parents' house, but I'm going to bring him over and introduce him and show him off.
Yeah, we'll get him on this podcast.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we'll see.
Now, how old? We're going to try. How old is he?
He's 13.
He's 13. And how big is he?
He's taller than the refrigerator. He's 6'1".
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm 6'1". He's my height at 13.
Me
Yeah.
too.
You're 6'1" too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's 13 years old
Wow, man.
So-
Imagine when he's gonna be.
when he grows up.
Yeah.
So what does he have for shoes? Skis?
12, men's size 12 wide.
Same here.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty much.
And,
Wow.
but he just also, he made the baseball tryouts, and he was accepted into an art school, a private art school in Connecticut
Wow.
for freshman year next year.
Yeah, and all the monies you made, I know a lot. You was working as
Yeah.
a steel worker. That's what you do.
Yeah, ironwork.
You're a union iron worker. So this cute little girl, you know, she looks like she should be sitting painting her nails all day. Yeah, she's not the nail painting little girl she looks like. Yeah, she's one tough little nut, I'll tell you right now. And she walks around doubling her arms up. What do you say when you double your arm up? Go ahead. Show us what you got. Look at that.
They're my onions because they make boys cry.
Yeah, you make boys cry. So she got cancer and she'll still make the boys cry. Now your son is with with his grandparents.
Yes,
There was with his dad's mom and dad. His
Yes.
dad passed away
yes,
a couple of years ago, right?
yes.
You were sharing of that
Yep.
while you was in Mexico. You come back and so the grandparents are taking him in and they've given him a real good home. And so now that you have cancer, you're here with us while you try and heal up. But I do know that when you work, even with the cancer, you're working sporadically. You sent your money to take care of your son.
Yeah, so he eats as much as you would think he does.
Well,
and,
at 6'1" and 13 years old,
and
he could clean out a storehouse.
yeah, so I was sending a lot of money down to him when I made it because that's my joy as a mother is to provide for my son, and that was important to me when I got back that I'd be able to do that, and it helped the process of healing a lot, just getting back into that role because the separation is something that wasn't, and I never, he was always at my side. We traveled everywhere, and when he wasn't with me, he was with his dad, and I went to work and I saved up so that when he came back with me, we'd have
could do
money to
stuff.
relax. Yeah.
Right.
And
But so you're healing up here, not just from cancer, but from the emotional experience. You spent 4 years in Mexico and in the human trafficking where you were kidnapped. And so anyway, so you're back here. And what I love is, I can tell you honestly, this girl, with all she's gone through, with all she's dealing with, she walks around with a smile on her face. She is just a joy to have here. And think what your $9 is doing. You heard Josh's testimony. He's battling addictions and he's winning because he's here. This young lady is battling cancer and trying to get over emotional stuff from the past, which not most of us can't even fathom what that would be like. I mean, people come back, veterans have, PTSD, but she has it like got to be off the charts. Most people wouldn't be walking around with a smile on their face, but she is. We're really proud of her. We're proud of what this ministry is doing. So if somebody would have asked you, Brandy, is this ministry worth a $9 investment for me? What would you say?
I would say yes. Yeah, absolutely, and more. It's not just for me, but there are people here that have nowhere. This ministry does so much beyond just provide a bed and some food. It is safety, but it's also that opportunity to come to Christ and get to know the Lord and serve Him.
Well, I happen to know you walk around, you got 2 Bibles.
Yeah.
And unlike most people, one's in English and the other one isn't.
No,
What's the other one?
It's Hebrew.
Hebrew. So you're trying to learn Hebrew.
Cool.
And I'll tell you what, I started into Hebrew. A good thing I'm not Jewish because I can't do Hebrew. All right.
I can imagine.
I can do Greek. Greek is a piece of cake. Hebrew is, well, it's backwards.
Yes.
Intently.
Well,
It
literally.
reads right to left.
Yep.
And the guttural sounds.
Yes.
I mean, my slang is really bad in Hebrew. You think I have a trouble speaking English so you can understand me? Try me in Hebrew. some of the words we was doing vocabulary in the class, it was like, oh, this is pathetic. You know, this is pathetic. If you'd been in class with me, you go, that is the dumb hick from Skowhegan. The languages, I shouldn't try any other language till I can master English. And I ain't gonna master English this side of heaven, I can tell you that. So I'm always gonna have my slang. Well, thank you. I really appreciate both of you being on here.
Yes.
And your stories are so different, but they are a lot alike in that you were looking for a place to get your life back together again. Not just homelessness, but your life beyond homelessness. Because a lot of people are out there homeless because they've lost their rents, and we bring them in.
Right.
But other than that, they lived a normal life up to not being able to pay the rent. You guys are from the other side of the track where life was different, and you've been in the battles. And so this helps you win your battlegrounds. So see what your $9 does. And look, if you want to meet these folk, you know, they're not fictional characters. They're real people. And we'd love to have you come and meet them and meet. We talked about a couple of the kids, and we got like 23 of them here. And if you want your heart lifted up, come meet the kids. And talk to the folks here and see what this is all about. And you'll hear them talk about Jesus. And a great time to come is Saturday night at 5:30. You come to my service, and the dumb hick will be preaching most times. I'm on the road some, but usually if I'm traveling to speak in other places on a Sunday. So usually I'm here Saturday night, and I'd love to meet you. And if you'd like to meet me, and I'll even hand you a book while you're here if you haven't got it yet. But anyway, just want to thank you for watching, for listening, and hopefully participating by hitting subscribe and like. And we'll have more coming your way, so you'll come back.